Okay, let's unpack this. WhatsApp is practically central to our digital lives, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. For millions, billions even.
Yeah, millions rely on it, trusting that little green icon with our, most private conversations. We just assume that rock-solid end-to-end encryption has us totally covered.
Right, the encryption is strong, that's true.
But what if that essential communication tool isn't quite as secure as you think?
Mm.
Today, we're really digging into the attacker's playbook for WhatsApp. We want to help you identify, prevent, and respond to potential compromises or even, well, espionage on your account.
It's about empowering you, the listener.
Exactly. Our goal today is to arm you with the crucial knowledge and tools to ensure your private chats stay, well, private and uncorrupted. By the end of this deep dive, we hope you'll be able to pinpoint at least 3 signs of intervention.
And crucially,
And crucially, understand how to significantly reduce the probability of a successful attack by, what was it, 70%? Especially with one key step we'll cover.
yeah, that 70% figure is pretty significant. And what's fascinating here, I think, is how much of WhatsApp security relies not just on its, inherent robust encryption, but on your practices as a user.
Right. Our habits matter.
A lot. The platform itself can be incredibly fortified, but often human error or maybe just a simple lack of awareness opens the doors wide for attackers. So this raises an important question. What can you really do when the platform itself becomes a target or when an attacker tries to exploit that often overlooked human element?
It's almost alarming how simple some of these entry points are. When I think about the easiest way for someone to just sort of walk into your chats without permission,
Yeah.
my mind immediately goes to WhatsApp web or desktop.
Yeah.
Is that truly the single most common vulnerability you see?
Absolutely, hands down. Think of it as a surprisingly low-tech but high-impact vulnerability. It often bypasses all that complex encryption we were talking about.
How so?
Well, someone just needs a brief moment with your unlocked phone to scan that QR code and boom,
Just like that.
just like that. They have real-time, persistent access to all your conversations. The access gained through a linked session is identical to what you see on your phone,
Wow.
which makes it a very potent tool for, an unauthorized individual.
Okay, so spotting, this is key. For you, the listener, here's how to check. Open WhatsApp, head into your settings.
Yep, the gear icon usually.
Right. And then tap on Link Devices. Or I think it might say Dispositivos Vinculados in some versions.
Correct. Depends on the language setting.
This is where the magic, or sometimes the trouble, happens. What you're looking for here is anything unfamiliar in that list of active sessions.
Exactly. Unrecognized browsers, a device you definitely don't own, maybe a session logged in from a city you haven't visited.
That's your blazing red flag right there.
And if you see anything that triggers your suspicion, or even if you're just feeling a bit unsure, don't hesitate.
What's the immediate action?
Tap on that suspicious session and select Log Out or Sarar session. Just hit it. If you want to be extra safe, you can even log out of all sessions. It's a quick surgical strike to cut off any unauthorized access from a linked device.
Done. Clean slate. But, okay, beyond linked devices, what if the compromise is happening right inside the app, maybe without you even realizing it at first?
Right, that's possible too.
The signs can be subtle yet alarming. Like, have you ever seen messages with that double blue check mark showing they've been read, even though you know you haven't opened them yourself?
Yeah, that's a classic sign. It's a direct indication someone else is likely viewing your chats.
Or maybe you scroll through your conversations and discover messages sent from your account that you absolutely didn't write.
That's another really strong indicator of unauthorized access. Someone is directly manipulating your outgoing communications. Very worrying.
And it's not just messages, right? Picture this.
Yeah.
You open WhatsApp, and suddenly your profile picture is different, or your status has changed, or maybe your privacy settings are all messed up.
Definitely. Unauthorized modifications to your profile, name, or settings are screaming signs that someone else has been tinkering with your account.
Okay, this next one feels really direct. What about receiving an SMS code for WhatsApp verification that you didn't request?
Ah, yes. This one demands immediate attention. Crucially, this means someone is actively trying to register your phone number on another device.
So they're trying to take over the account.
Precisely. It's a direct attempt. And you must never share these codes with anyone, ever. WhatsApp will never, ever ask you for them via chat or call.
Never. Got it.
Anyone asking is trying to scam or hack you.
And then there's the more subtle phantom in the machine. Like, if your status is visible and you appear online when you're definitely not using the app.
That's odd.
That's definitely something to investigate, right?
Hmm.
Why would your WhatsApp be active if you're not? It defies logic unless someone else is using it somehow.
Exactly. It warrants a closer look, for sure. Now, sometimes the threat goes even deeper than WhatsApp itself. Well, what if your entire device has been compromised by more sophisticated threats? If we connect this to the bigger picture, the problem could actually be spyware installed directly on your mobile device.
Okay, so not just WhatsApp, but the phone itself.
Right. And while these aren't WhatsApp-specific signs, these general device indicators can definitely point to a broader compromise. For instance, accelerated battery drain is a really common sign.
Because the spyware is running in the background.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Silently consuming resources.
And alongside that, unusual phone overheating can be a big clue too, right?
Yeah, if your phone's CPU is working overtime on hidden processes, it's going to heat up. You might also notice a general sluggishness.
Like apps taking forever to open.
Yeah, or the system responding slowly, maybe even freezing altogether. Things just don't feel right.
High modal data consumption too, I imagine.
That's another major red flag that often goes unnoticed. Spyware is typically designed to send information out to a remote server.
Ah, so it's using your data plan.
Significantly increases your data usage, potentially, without you even knowing why.
And for our Android listeners specifically, you mentioned checking the app list.
Yes, definitely. Regularly review your installed apps. If you see anything you don't recognize or definitely didn't download yourself, uninstall it immediately.
And you mentioned APKs. What are those exactly for people who might not know?
Good point. So for Android users, think of APKs as app installation files you download from outside the official Google Play Store.
Okay.
They completely bypass all the usual security checks, making them a really common way for malware to get onto devices. Stick to the official stores.
Got it. And finally, just weird phone behavior.
Yeah, simply abnormal device behavior,
Hmm.
unexpected restarts, maybe strange noises during calls if the spyware is trying to record them,
Oh, wow.
or even, the camera or microphone activity lights turning on when you're not actively using them. These are all signs your device might be compromised at a deeper level. And sometimes this involves what we call zero-day vulnerabilities.
Zero day, what does that mean?
It's basically the holy grail for attackers. These are flaws or bugs in software that even the developers who made it don't know about yet.
So like a secret back door.
Exactly. A secret backdoor no one knows exists until a hacker finds and exploits it. It makes defense incredibly difficult until a patch is eventually rushed out.
Okay, that's concerning. So after identifying all these potential cracks in the fortress, the next crucial step is sealing them up. It feels like we're moving from detection to actually building a fort around your digital life.
That's a good way to put it.
Where do we begin in constructing that digital Fort Knox?
Well, the source material we looked at makes it crystal clear. Activating WhatsApp two-step verification is highlighted as the single most effective barrier against account hijacking.
The most effective.
Yes, it's not just a feature, it's presented as a critical layer of defense. The source actually states that applying recommended security measures, especially two-step verification, can reduce the probability of successful intervention by a staggering 70%.
70%. That's incredibly impactful.
It really is.
Think about it. Even if an attacker manages to get your SIM cloned, or maybe they intercept your SMS verification code somehow.
Which can happen.
Right. That PIN becomes the ultimate firewall. That 70% reduction isn't just a number. It means a determined attacker hits a concrete wall they likely can't just bypass.
Exactly.
So for those listening who haven't set it up yet, the process is straightforward, right?
Very. You head to your WhatsApp settings, then account, then two-step verification.
Okay.
You create a 6-digit PIN, make it memorable for you but hard for others to guess and confirm it, and crucially, add a recovery email address. Don't skip that part.
Why is the email important?
It's your lifeline if you ever forget your PIN. Otherwise, you could lock yourself out. It's a quick setup for massive protection.
And explain the power of it again. How does it actually stop someone?
Okay, so here's the true power. This unique PIN you set will be requested every single time your phone number is registered on a new device with WhatsApp.
Ah, so even if they get the SMS code.
Exactly. Even if someone manages to get that SMS verification code sent to your number, they still won't be able to finish registering your WhatsApp account on their device without that unique PIN you created.
It adds a whole new, powerful layer of security.
Precisely. It's a game changer for account security.
Okay. Beyond that critical two-step verification, what other essential prevention measures should be top of mind? For example, we just talked about linked devices. How often should we really be checking that list? Is it overkill to do it, say, weekly?
Not at all. Regularly reviewing linked devices is crucial. Weekly is great, or at the very least monthly. Make it a habit.
Like checking the locks on your digital doors.
Exactly like that. And let me just reiterate this point because it's such a classic social engineering trick. Never share your WhatsApp verification codes.
Seriously, never.
WhatsApp will never ask for them. Anyone who does ask is trying to hack you, plain and simple. And always, always close your WhatsApp web or desktop sessions when you're done, especially if you're using a shared or public computer.
You wouldn't leave your house keys on a public bench, would you?
Perfect analogy. Same principle.
Okay, that's a great one. Now, here's one that often surprises people. Protecting your voicemail. Why is that important for WhatsApp security? It feels completely disconnected.
It sounds disconnected, I know, but it's not. You should absolutely configure a PIM for your voicemail.
Why?
Because some attacks can actually obtain WhatsApp verification codes by listening to an unprotected voicemail, if someone manages to get access to your voicemail.
They could potentially hear the automated message with the code.
Exactly. They could potentially get that code WhatsApp sends if you miss the call or text, and then combine it with other tactics. It's about closing off all the potential back doors, even the unexpected ones.
Wow. Okay, voicemail, PIN, noted. And what about app updates? You know, for many people, hitting update now feels like such an annoying interruption.
Oh, I know the feeling.
How do we convince users that this seemingly basic step is genuinely one of their most powerful defense moves?
You're right, it can feel like a chore, but honestly, it's foundational. Updates aren't just about getting new emojis or features.
Right.
They include essential security patches. Think of it as regularly patching holes in your digital armor against newly discovered vulnerabilities.
Because the threats are always changing.
Exactly. The cycle of vulnerability discovery and patching is incredibly fast in the tech world. So staying updated means you're protected against the latest known threats. And equally important, only download apps from official stores. Seriously.
The Google Play Store or Apple App Store?
Yes. Avoid those third-party websites offering APKs, especially modified WhatsApp versions like WhatsApp Plus or GB WhatsApp. They often sound tempting with extra features.
But they're risky.
Extremely risky. They are often Trojan horses loaded with malware or spyware. Just don't do it.
That's a powerful warning. And speaking of traps, what about those suspicious links and files that pop up in chats or emails sometimes?
Yeah, the classic phishing attempts. Be extremely cautious. Just don't click on links or download files from unknown senders or even from known senders if the message seems weird or out of character.
Especially if they seem too good to be true.
Definitely. Offers of free money, urgent warnings requiring immediate action. These are classic phishing tactics or ways to deliver malware directly to your device. It's the digital equivalent of accepting candy from a stranger. Just say no.
Good advice. And finally, perhaps the most fundamental physical security step, actually locking your phone screen.
Absolutely. Utilize screen lock and biometrics on your phone. PIN, pattern, fingerprint, facial recognition, whatever works for you.
Because if someone can just pick up your unlocked phone,
then a lot of the other security measures become irrelevant, at least for that initial access, like scanning the WhatsApp web QR code. This is your first line of defense, protecting your device from unauthorized physical access. It sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people skip it or use really simple codes.
Okay, so this brings us to maybe a bigger question. What are the broader, persistent challenges we face in this, evolving landscape of digital security, even with all these precautions and best practices in place?
Yeah, it's a really important point. Because it's not just about individual tools, is it?
Right, it feels like an ongoing battle.
Yeah.
My mind immediately goes to the human element. We can have all the tech in the world, but if someone is tricked into giving away information...
It almost makes the tech irrelevant at that point.
Yeah.
Exactly. Social engineering remains the biggest vulnerability, arguably. The human factor. Attackers prey on trust, curiosity, fear, or just a simple lack of awareness to trick people into giving up codes, clicking malicious links, or installing bad software.
And the methods keep changing.
They do. Espionage methods and exploits are constantly evolving. Staying up to date with the latest threats and solutions requires continuous education and vigilance from all of us. It's not a one-and-done thing.
Precisely. And the sophistication of spyware itself is also growing, right?
Definitely. It's becoming increasingly difficult to detect and remove. It operates more stealthily, trying to hide its tracks, and sometimes exploiting those zero-day vulnerabilities we discussed earlier.
The unknown flaws.
Right, the flaws that developers aren't even aware of yet, making them incredibly hard to defend against proactively.
And it's not just WhatsApp in a vacuum, is it? You mentioned interconnected ecosystems.
Yeah, that's a huge factor. Your privacy exists within these interconnected systems. WhatsApp security can potentially be compromised if other linked services, like your email account or your Google or Apple account that backs up your phone, are vulnerable.
Because they're all linked somehow.
It's all connected. Think of it like a chain where the weakest link can compromise the whole system's security.
And finally, maybe the biggest challenge of all, user education at scale.
Oh, absolutely. Educating millions, maybe billions of users across the globe, all with vastly diverse technical knowledge levels about effective cybersecurity practices. It's a monumental ongoing task.
It truly is.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, when it comes to digital security. And this really highlights the need for a constant commitment, both from platforms and from users, to digital education and adapting proactively to a constantly changing threat landscape.
What an insightful deep dive. We really hope you, our listener, feel much more prepared now to navigate the digital world securely.
Yeah, hopefully less anxious and more empowered.
While WhatsApp's encryption is robust, we've seen how much your personal security practices truly matter. They're paramount.
Absolutely.
We've seen how critical activating two-step verification is, along with just regular vigilance, checking those linked devices, being wary of strange messages.
Knowledge is truly the first step in protection. The security of your digital life, particularly on platforms like WhatsApp that hold so much personal data, isn't a one-time setup. It's really an ongoing journey.
So the question for you is,
what steps will you take today, maybe right after listening, to strengthen your digital defenses? Knowing that vigilance, your awareness, is probably your most powerful tool in this ever-evolving digital landscape. Thank you for diving in with us today.
thanks for listening.